All right, so judging political ideologies of my calendar. So, as we can see on the cover, it's in English. It uses Arabic numerals. They have images involving ruralism. There's nostalgia. It's modern because it's 2025. It uses a Gregorian calendar system. And by the pin on the bottom right here, it implies that you should be able to use a hammer. So, the Gregorian calendar is used by all the countries in green, so you know just about everybody. So on the first image of January, there's an image involving decay of old equipment and a run-down farmhouse in the background. The decay of equipment is also associated with Rust Belt, which is this whole area in orange, which is pretty much it was from the industrial decline in the late 20th century, in which the region experienced a decline in the production of automotive, steel, and coal mining. So here's January. Ignore my wonderful cropping and how I take every single photo. All right, so um for the holidays, we have New Year's Day, MLK Jr.'s Day, and well, for the actual way that it's formatted, they're organized in boxes in which, much like corporate America and just shoving everything in a queue because it's most efficient, the calendar maximizes space for days and organizes just for maximizing space and just really ignores creativity, just packing as much stuff in there as possible, much like cubicles in corporate America. So this is the image of February, in which it has a sunset, a rundown farmhouse, and uses a cool color palette, which is a just these colors on the bottom, which is associated with white sky or with skies, nature, and creating a serene and peaceful atmosphere. So for February, the count or the holidays are Groundhog's Day, Valentine's Day, and President's Day. You know, just the really standard February holidays. So Groundhog's Day, if you didn't know, very American, but also apparently Canada is really trying to get up in there. So everybody knows about that Puxatawny Phil thing. It's just such a weird name. But like, did you know that Canada has their own off-brand things? They even had a lobster here that isn't in this image. But like, oh man, who can forget about Shubenacadie, Shuben, Shubenacadie Sam, or Fred La Marmotte? Or maybe Weirton Willie. Oh man, me and my boy Manitoba Merv. But then you got Balzac Billy over here. Oh man, I can't wait to go to Balzac, Canada, just to meet Balzac Billy. What a wonderful character that is. Man, Canada just cannot have anything unique that isn't like the most atrocious thing you've ever seen. So here's March. We got these nice little cows. I never really thought about how wide their eyes are. Like, look at all that space in between the eyes. You could probably play a whole lot of tic-tac-toe. Like, who cares about receding hairlines and drawing of foreheads? Man, just draw in between these eyes. Like, I gotta say, sniping cows must be really easy to shoot in between the eyes because that's most of the head right there. But this image is pro-agrarian and anti-vegan because, okay, show me a vegan who likes a cow. They literally do not exist. Like the existence of veganism is overridden by existence of cows because cows do exactly everything that vegans do. They make noise, they roam around, they eat grass, and yeah, that's about it. I'd say I'd trade every vegan for cow because at least you can do more with cows. All right, so for March, we got Ash Wednesday, Daylight Savings, St. Patrick's Day, first day of spring, and for some reason, they cut off the 30th and 31st days of the month, of course, because all the space and you couldn't fit it in normally. All right, so Ash Wednesday and St. Patrick's Day, religious holidays, Daylight Savings, that's pretty important for like the most of America, so it's good to know when that is. So here is the next month. It's patriotic, and because of the 50 stars on the flag, it's post 1959 when they made that thing. So for April, you got Passover, Palm Sunday, Good Friday, Easter, and aside from all of the normal holidays that you've heard of, Administrative Professionals Day, which is basically just Secretary's Day, which is accused of being a way for postcard companies to keep sales up between Easter and Mother's Day because, like, dude, it's a day for secretaries. All right, so here's the next month. I like this image. It's a nice image of like snowy mountains. Not much else is really there. So for May, I thought it was interesting that there's a National Day of Prayer, Mother's Day, and Memorial Day. So for National Day of Prayer, it was made in 1952. so that people could have like something to do because they're worrying about like the Cold War and like the war in Korea. It was challenged by the Freedom from Religion Foundation because those guys hate anything fun, apparently. Like, damn, you cannot have a day where people just pray. They're like, guys, we gotta hate on this. It's our one and only thing. All right, so traditionally, the President of the United States issues an official National Day of Prayer proclamation each year. I thought that was interesting. Here's June. I didn't even feel like saying anything. I just said June. He was like, yeah, this is a very June image. All right, here's June. We got like Flag Day, Father's Day, Juneteenth, first day of summer. Yeah, who cares? Like, it's June. All right, so like here's July. You got an image of a child running with an American flag, which is interesting because it has hints of natalism, which is pretty much the idea of like producing people as good because like then you just have like people around for the next generation. Yeah, just I don't know. I just felt like shoving that in there, make it sound like it's deeper than, a kid running around with a flag, acting like it's a cape. Like, it's a cool image, but bam, what if it was natalism? Who cares? All right, so here's the next month. Did I oh, I guess I skipped the days. Who cares about the days of the year apparently? All right, so here's the next month. Farmhouse with rolling hills and a large hill in the background. I like it. Looks nice. I like hills and stuff in the background of like something in the middle. All right, so here's August. Literally no holidays, and they can't even crop their images right. Ignore. Ignore me trying to, remember to cancel my Spotify subscription because apparently over the summer you don't get that student discount. All right, so here's the next month. It's just a door. What are you supposed to care about? It's a door. This is the most boring image on a calendar I've ever seen. All right, so September you got Labor Day, first day of fall, and Rush. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that thing. Like, wow, that thing is aggressively Jewish. I feel like I'm trying to summon something. Hashan, Hashan, Hasha, or whatever. Hashana, Hashana, Hashana. All right, so oh yeah, so Labor Day. In blue is all the countries that celebrate Labor Day in the first day of May, where they call it May Day, and we kind of celebrate that, but like a different day, because who cares? Um, let's see here. October. I like this image. I like how it's got the fall stuff. I like how the vehicle is the color of fall, and I like how like the grass is just super green. So for holidays, we got a whole lot of things. We got Yom Kippur, we got Sukkot, don't know what that is. Clergy Appreciation Day, Columbus Day, Bosses Day, and Halloween. For Bosses Day, it exists for commercial reasons. Like it's probably just on the calendar so that like if you're in an office, you understand what your like fellow coworkers are just yapping about because like whoever cares about your boss's day. All right, so this is the next month. I like the image. It's pretty good. It's got like wheat. I like the rust on the silo. Looks nice. So November, it's got a whole lot of stuff happening. Like it's got daylight savings time again, Election Day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving, Advent begins, and they cropped off the 30th because these guys do not know how to make a calendar. All right, so ugh, December is boring. There is so much wasted space in this calendar. Like I'm saying, you could cut this image into like half, like from the bottom left to the top right, and you could like have, I don't know, an image of like a cat, and it'd be more interesting, and you wouldn't lose anything. All right, so for December, you got Hanukkah, you got first day of winter, you got Christmas Eve, Christmas, New Year's Eve, the normal stuff. But like what I did notice is they didn't have Kwanzaa, that Black people Christmas thing that's celebrated by like nobody except, Kwanzaa people. I don't know. All right. Then after this, they had a nice little thing so you could like kind of shove in some notes about birthdays and stuff. And okay, so let's get into the important parts. What is the ideology of my calendar? I'd say it's got like so many Christian and like Jewish holidays that it's definitely like Christo-Judaic. It does have corporatist sympathies because it does have a lot of things for a corporate lifestyle where you can just shove in boxes. And it's got like Secretary's Day and Boss's Day, which, oh man, I can't wait for like eighth graders to understand what Boss's Day is. No, this is definitely for like a corporate setting. It's pro-natalist and agrarian because it doesn't have images of like, I don't know, people playing video games and being single. And it's got images of just like the grass, in which like, let's be honest, show me one image about like cities and stuff where grass isn't surrounded by like a road or like a tree, which like I don't know what's about like parks and having a tree right next to like the grass. Like show me one park that does not have a tree. Like you're gonna show me an image of like Nome, Alaska or like Phoenix, Arizona. But like, all right, back to the ideology, my calendar. It's definitely Western, that's for sure. It's using English and it's passively pro-government because it includes all the federal holidays. It is very pro-patriotism with a bend towards nostalgia and agrarianism. It's definitely for like the people that are coming out of like farms. So like Midwest, probably like over by Montana even, maybe even like Kansas. I wouldn't really say Texas. It doesn't really give me Texas vibes too much. But like Rockies, yeah, maybe a little bit, but not too much. And I wouldn't say Appalachians. So it's like kind of north and like kind of in the center of the US, that area. All right, so ideology of my calendar. Let's use the standard political compass on the left, and let's make it autistic levels of complexity. I'm telling you, you can pause this image and like just look at it forever. Or just look up political compass and find like the third image. That's how you find it. And so I'd say it's somewhere on the right for sure. Probably not too far to the north, nor to the south. And so let's kind of zoom in. I'd say uh, if you go too far to the north, you get like monarchism, which like maybe for like constitutional monarchism, you can kind of just have like guy, just kind of like your mascot for your country. So I kind of get that. I wouldn't really say transhumanism. It's very connected to like nature. So maybe it actually is eco-conservatism. But eh, uh, I'd say generally conservatives, maybe. General capitalism, I'd say probably neoliberalism, meh. Even though liberalism is in the center, it's not really that liberal. Like maybe national liberalism, because it's like, hey guys, enjoy your stuff. But eh, I'd say if I had to decide, it'd be like just generally conservatism that are like general capitalism, so just right around here. I wouldn't say capitalist transhumanism though. So maybe it is just like somewhere in between this area.